Check, check. Check, check. Check. Coming to you live from the rinks in Oppog, you're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan joined alongside our camera operator, Rowan Laddick, for tonight's set of 3 games at the freshman level. Getting us started, Connetquot, Sayville, and Northport, Huntington. T-Birds currently in the thick of the playoff push in what will be their final game of the regular season. They are, matter of fact, locked in to a playoff spot. Sachem with 8 wins on the year. Connetquot Sayville with 9. They will have claim to that 8th spot. KPC with 6 wins and 2 games left. Even if they win out, will not be able to get to the 9-win mark and therefore not be able to surpass Connetquot Sayville. That being said, T-Birds still have an opportunity to move up in the standings as they are tied with 7th place Middle Country. Middle Country will wrap up their season shortly as well. The Cougars take on Longwood tomorrow, and that will conclude their regular season. Whereas the T-Birds, they end it tonight against Northport Huntington. This is Northport Huntington's second to last game of the year. The Tigers have one more tomorrow as well against KPC, as they have 2 more chances to get win number 1 on the year. Northport Huntington tied West Islip 3-3 on Monday, January 26th. Otherwise, have not been able to secure a victory just yet this year. Their starting goaltender tonight will be Matthew McCartney. He'll be up against KPC's Jake Dagenfelder. However, that is number 35 in between the pipes to start, which is in fact Dagenfelder. Here, send it down for the anthem and lineups here on LI Sports Network. The anthem concluded. We're just about set for puck drop here on LI Sports Network. Thank you so much for tuning in. Some players to keep your eye out in this game for Northport Huntington, leading the way in terms of their scoring. Henry Alfano, 12 goals in 12 games played. He was the lone goal scorer in a 6-1 loss last time out against SCHSHL. And for Connetquot Sayville, that top three line of forwards containing Fielding as well as Jackson Volpe and Tyler Jones. They are the top three scorers on the T-Birds, and they form quite the formidable top line. However, it is the Dietz, Tansey, and McManus line to get things started. Dinkel tries to break in, and instead it is taken back by Northport Huntington. Ava Spradell looks to send one in. Spradell this year with 2 assists. This is Petrie coming through center ice into the zone onside. Petrie to the net, shoots, stopped by McCartney. Another try blocked by Spradell in front. And regrouping with the puck, Jackson Beal gave it away. Shot from McManus, never got through. Off the boards, corralled and skated ahead by Quescu. Rob Quescu, 4 goals, 3 assists this season. The second leading scorer on the Tigers, as Declan Hedger heads back to the puck. Hedger, right on the tape of the in-breaking forward, Caden Thomas Martin. Thomas Martin typically playing defense. He's up on the forward position. Start the game tonight. See if that continues as the pass gets through the feet of Jones. Here's Volpe. Volpe, a backhander, goes wide, and there's that trio I was referring to earlier of Fielding, Volpe, and Jones. As Donnelly looks to keep the puck in. Fielding, nice move. Backhands one cross ice, it's broken up. But Jones takes it right back. Now hands off to Fielding. Fielding, a backhander, goes over the net. It's a little over 3 minutes into this first period. No score between Northport Huntington. And that just went wide. What a setup in front to Jones by Volpe. Jackson Volpe back with it to Tyler Jones. His shot tipped by Fielding, stopped by McCartney. Great pressure from Northport Huntington. Now sent out. Here's a chance. Caden Thomas Martin just beaten to the puck by Donnelly. And the T-Bird assistant captain is taken down. Connetquot Sayville will go to the game's first power play. T-Bird power play this year, 38.5% against a Northport Huntington penalty kill at 61.5%. So that advantage belongs to the T-Birds. Off the face-off, one forward by Jones. Jones will play to Fielding. Fielding near circle, a rip, and that's gloved and held by McCartney. Coming into the night, Matthew McCartney making his 19th start and 854 goals against average. But he has been solid for Northport Huntington. Petrie deflects one on to Jones. Jones, now Volpe, far circle. And on the end boards, pressured by Spradell. Plays it down low to Fielding. Fielding off the back of the cage. Clearing attempt blocked by Petrie on the near point. Petrie all the way across. Volpe settles. Tries to go backdoor. Was blocked in front by Quescu. And sent down the length of the ice by Klingensmith. Dagenfelder hands off to Petrie. And Petrie gains the zone. Throws one toward the middle of the ice. Volpe is there. Shot denied by McCartney. Hedger sends it up the boards where it's cut off by Petrie. Cross ice, Volpe. 50 seconds left on the power play. Volpe fan on the pass. And it's backhanded out of the zone by Andrew Cohen. All the way down. Dagenfelder gave it away. He's got to get back, and he does, and makes the save. Little adventure there for Jake Dagenfelder, but he's able to come up with the stop. And now here comes Fielding. Fielding around the defensive DeSarno. And now lost control in behind. Petrie near point. He'll walk. Petrie settles, shoots, stopped by McCartney. Punched all the way out to Beal. Potential break, shorthanded now for Northport Huntington. The pass a little too hot to handle by Caden Thomas Martin. Just 3 seconds remaining on the power play. Generated a few shots on goal and some chances, but nothing to show for it, thanks in large part to the goaltending of Matthew McCartney. Touched by Fielding, handled by Beal. No icing here. Dinkle will settle it down. Madeline Dinkle spinning away from Caden Thomas Martin. Trying to plug it up the boards. Good stop by Klingensmith. Now here is Thomas Martin, a drive wide. Off the boards all the way down. Out to stop it, McCartney, way out of the net. Hedger takes over. Looks to move around Chura and does. Hedger with a lot of room in front of him. Breaks in on Petrie. Wrist shot blocked by Dinkle. 9:40 remaining here in the first period. Ushered around the net. And out of the zone, regrouping Quescu. He'll bank one right back in. First time these teams met back on November the 5th. T-Birds won it by double digits, 11-1. See if Northport Huntington could at least help bridge that gap, have a closer game tonight, show the progress over the course of what's been a difficult season. Still without a win. Quescu. He'll roll on the left wing side, hounded by Ferrante. Tries to break through on Ahrens. Still has the puck. Quescu takes the shot. Blocker save made. Dagenfelder. Great individual effort there from Quescu. Proscia can't clear the zone. Held in momentarily by Connor Fry. And now away comes Ferrante. He's got Proscia with him. 2-on-2. Ferrante's wrist are gloved and held by McCartney. With 8:36 to go in period number 1. No score between Northport Huntington and Connetquot Sayville here on LI Sports Network. Off the face-off, spun around behind. Ahrens looking to hold in, he cannot. And now Donley will go back to get it. Monitored by Caden Thomas Martin. Donley into open space. Puts one through Teller, and that will be an icing against Connetquot Sayville. Again, the first round matchup not known for the T-Birds yet. They are going to make the playoffs. They will be the 8 seed and face off against East Islip, or they will be the 7 seed and go up against Smithtown Hauppauge Red. It's going to be one of those two teams. A win and Middle Country loss, and they get Smithtown. If Middle Country win, they will get East Islip, no matter what happens here tonight. But obviously the T-Birds are going to look to get a win. Have some confidence going into the playoffs. Again, we saw the 8-seeded Sachem defeat St. Anthony JV Black in 8 versus a 1 in the JV quarterfinals a few weeks ago. As that goes in, Chase McManus and Connetquot Sayville are on the board. His first goal of the year. And he's just going to spin a backhander on goal off the face-off win. his 4th point of the season, and he's got Connetquot Sayville ahead by 1. Petrie pressured in behind. Good forecheck here coming from Ryan Guzzo. Nonetheless, T-Birds break out. Logan Dietz, a little toe drag. Looks to cut middle around Hedger. Hedger eventually gets the puck, then taken right back by Dietz. Logan Dietz spinning, shooting, scoring! Logan Dietz, how do you do? 2-0 T-Birds. And this line, who have been together for well over a year now, Dietz and McManus playing together on the developmental team that shocked the world. Certainly the Suffolk County High School Hockey League scene with the Cinderella run last year to win the developmental championship. And those two players, a big part of the reason why. And goaltender Dagenfelder. Here's McManus. Heat check of a shot. Good one, too. Went high and wide. McManus taken down to the ice. And the Tigers can try to break out. Klingensmith's pass a little bit too far for his intended target in Alfano. Alfano swept it to the front of the net, where it was broken up by Petrie. Petrie into an open space. Here is Tyler Jones. Jones with Dietz going to the net. Jones, nice move. Jones slid it just wide. Pushed on ahead by Klingensmith. Here is Alfano. Donley stuck to him like a magnet. Nevertheless, the puck comes free. Klingensmith's shot goes over the net. Clearing attempt unsuccessful, held in by Quescu. Quescu's shot deflected on its way to the front of the net. And now a shot from Klingensmith turned away by Dagenfelder. Alfano to the front of the net, a wrist shot wide. Good shift here from Northport Huntington. Andrew Cohen shot, the one that went wide. Now Donley with a chance to clear. He'll backhand it out only as far as Alfano. Right back come the Tigers. Alfano around a check from Dietz. But Donley takes control of the puck. Fires a pass. Fielding couldn't quite field it, but he'll catch up with it and backhands a shot off the side of the net. With 5 minutes to go in period number 1, a shot from Donley, stopped by McCartney. Rebound available, fielding also denied as well. Guzzo stripped of the puck. Good play by Volpe, try to feed it to Jones, was broken up by Connor Fry. Donley, pass back door, a little bit ahead of Volpe. He'll settle it in the corner, return it to Donley. Wrist shot from Donley, glove by McCartney, and he'll cover up with 4 minutes and 33 seconds to go in period number 1, listening to the SCHSHL here on LI Sports Network. Off the face-off. It's eventually cleared out. Dumped in by CTM. Volpe. And now Petrie. Rink wide to Volpe. He'll gain the zone. Backhands a pass for Ferrante. Now it's taken over by Proscia. Proscia behind the net. Stuff and try. Denied from Volpe. Petrie. Hounded by Caden Thomas Martin. Eventually gets back to the puck down the near boards. Volpe. Far corner. Stripped of the puck by DeSarno, who clears. Dinkel right back to Volpe. Finds Petrie into the zone onside. Petrie rolling middle. Finds Volpe. Great pass. Proscia, shot blocked. Declan Hedger got in the way of what would have been a great look in the slot from Proscia. Now CTM into the zone. A wrister blockered away by Dagenfelder. Quescu. Tied up with Proscia and Ferrante onside. Here comes Ferrante. Takes a check from Alfano. And DeSarno off the boards, handled by Petrie. Petrie breaks in, takes the shot, blocker save made by McCartney. Volpe, little toe drag around Fry. Shot though blocked by DeSarno. Got it back to the point for Dinkel. Dinkel, a wrist shot blocked. DeSarno got that one as well. And a swing and a miss from Petrie. Here is Caden Thomas-Martin. Shot wide. T-Birds looking to go the other way. Dinkel down the left wing side into the zone. Madeline Dinkel, a wrister, is handled and played on by McCartney, but sure, couldn't keep it in. Good chance there for Madeline Dinkel, who is also looking for her first goal of the season. Chase McManus got his first of the year to open the scoring in this first period. Now he lays a hit into Klingensmith. D-to-D pass. Tansey looking to settle the puck. Gets it back to Ahrens. Teller and Van Gordon, the only other T-Birds without a goal this year. And Van Gordon does not appear to be in the lineup tonight. See if they get Matthew Teller a chance. Tansey's got it. Looks to go back to the point. Taken over by Klingensmith. Klingensmith ahead. Long shot handled by Dagenfelder. Taken by Cohen. Ahrens. Nice move to break in. Ahrens looking to split the D. But a good play made by Ava Spradell. Nevertheless, here's Ahrens. Got the puck back somehow. With 50 seconds to go here in the first. Back to Donley. Donley far circle a drive. That's blocked by Fry. Ahrens. Battling Spradell. Spins away from Ava Spradell. Put toward the front of the net for Tansey. Through the feet. Able to chip it back to Van Gordon. So there is Van Gordon. In the lineup indeed. Pass blocked. Kick to the front of the net. Another chance there for Chura. Ahrens, once again, wreaking havoc deep in the zone. That shot, though, blocked. Tons of blocked shots here for the Tigers in this first period, which has only 5 seconds left in it. Around here for Ahrens. Ahrens to the front of the net. Broken up. Last second chance. It's blocked anyway from Chura. And that's how we come to a close in period number 1. 2-0 T-Birds after 1. You're listening to the SCHSHL on LI Sports Network. Welcome back to the Rinks and Hop Hog, Suffolk County High School Hockey League. And a little Aussie crazy train getting us going into period number 2, where the T-Birds are ahead 2-0. No, 1-0, 2-0. My apologies, folks. McManus from Dietz and Tansey opened the scoring at the 7:43 mark. And then just 32 seconds later, Logan Dietz, unassisted, scoring a gorgeous goal. And for Dietz, his 7th of the season. He's up to 14 points now. He, a season ago, was the leader in points on that Connetquot Sayville developmental team, as well as goals. Offensive zone draw here for Northport Huntington, but it's collected by Jones. Off the stick of Fielding. Hedger looking to break the puck up. Now Volpe a chance in tight. Stopped a few times there by McCartney. For spanked ahead to Klingensmith. Klingensmith to Alfano. Alfano looking to get around Dinkle. Checks Dinkle hard into the boards. Klingensmith takes a shot, save made, rebound, Alfano, and then backdoor would it go? Cohen with the chance. Volpe to the line, not out. Klingensmith across, Cohen denied again by Dagenfelder. Great shift though here for the Tigers. As Cohen got a piece of that shot, never got through, blocked by Petrie, ran into Dinkle. Now looks to escape from Klingensmith. Tied up near corner. Approaching a minute 30 gone by here in the second period. Petrie with the puck in the zone with speed, a 4-on-2, but he lost the handle, and now here comes Hedger with numbers the other way for Northport. Hedger, wrister, shrugged off by Dagenfelder. Back to the front of the net for DeSarno. Pardon, that's Fry. Nevertheless, it is stopped by Jake Dagenfelder. Couple of beautiful saves here from the T-Bird Tandy. I think this was the best of the sequence. Great pass there by Klingensmith. And I'm actually not sure if that ever got through to Dagenfelder. Might have been blocked on its way. Completely changed direction. Off the face-off, clean win. Shot from Spradell ends up in the far corner. Donnelly on the tape of Ahrens. Good break up, a chance, kicked out by Dagenfelder. Beal with the poke check, and then Fry with the opportunity. Impressive reflexes from Jake Dagenfelder. Donnelly, backhands in front, it's in! Ricochet rabbit into the back of the net through the legs of McCartney. It's 3-0 Connetquot Sayville, and that's tough for Northport Huntington. You start off the period with your best chances of the game, arguably so. Most sustained offensive pressure, and then doink off the skate and into the back of the net. Well, Donnelly will take it. And for Trevor Donnelly, his 3rd goal of the season, gives Connetquot Sayville a 3-goal advantage. Ahrens sends it down. Spradell right back up the boards and out of the zone, where it's corralled by the goal scorer, the most recent one, Trevor Donnelly. Hitman carries in. Hitman, a wrister, stopped by McCartney. Rebound was available. Fired off the boards. Now Ahrens a shot wide. Teller battling Beal down low. Through the legs of Teller. Now Ahrens with tons of space. Rips the shot. It's stopped by McCartney. The momentum swinging back in Connetquot Sayville's direction. They'll send out the Dietz, McManus, and Tansey line. Clean win by Dietz. Back to Ahrens. McManus to Dietz. Stopped. Rebound. And no, what a stop by Matt McCartney. Beautiful. beautiful play right off the face-off win by the T-Birds. Watch the pass here from McManus to Dietz, right in his wheelhouse, and then got the rebound in front potentially, but snagging it out of midair was McCartney. Right back to action. Alfano, he's in. Alfano fanned on it. Perhaps he was checked with the stick by Dietz. He'll take another shot from a sharp angle, and that's easily handled by Dagenfelder. Alfano wins the face-off back. DeSarno down the near boards. McManus. And now Dietz with Tansey. Dietz, wrister. And that's stopped by McCartney. $11:20 to go here, second period. Listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. I'm Ryan Brannigan. Our camera operator tonight, Rowan Laddick. DeSarno banks one ahead to Henry Alfano. Alfano, windmill around Dinkle. And Madeline Dinkle pinning it to the boards, comes free, a chance for Cohen. Is in! They score! Somehow snuck its way through. Not sure who's getting credit with this one. Might have been Klingensmith. We'll take another look. It starts with a tie-up in the end boards and just kicked out. This shot is taken by Cohen. Doesn't look like it went in, and then, okay, the rebound as it snuck behind Dagenfelder. Punched in by Klingensmith. So it's a two-goal game once more. Klingensmith from Cohen and Alfano. And big hit there, taken by Proscia. Quescu trying to backhand in. Donnelly's got it. That is Klingensmith's third goal of the season in his 10th game played. Ahrens, the wrist shot blocked by Spradell. Good breakout. Here comes Alfano. They'll get around Ahrens. Sends one across, and unable to backhand it in was Guzzo. Now Donnelly makes his way up ice. Trevor Donnelly around Spradell. And around the net. Out in front for Chera. Couldn't get the shot through. Ahrens near point. A wrist shot along the ice. Deflected just wide by Chera. Spradell rips it around for Beal. And the Tigers can clear it. Donnelly fanned on the breakout pass. Guzzo will chip it back in deep. Ryan Guzzo, a goal and an assist this season for Northport Huntington. Donnelly, two-line pass here to Proscia. Proscia's got Chera and Ferrante with him. Sends one through, and no T-Bird could get a stick on it. So we approach 9 minutes remaining in period number 2. Guzzo, Caden Thomas-Martin. Wrist shot, glove save made by Dagenfelder, and he will cover. Again, the freshman playoffs and developmental playoffs are on its way. The last two divisions in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League to finish up. The defending freshman champs are Smithtown Hauppauge freshman red, an OT golden goal, if you will, from Connor Krickow against East Islip. So it wrapped up the freshman division last year. See what happens this year. Volpe Near point, a wrist shot deflected and through the legs and wide. Fielding. Quickly back on it. Near circle, wrist shot deflected by Jones, but blocked by Hedger. Around for Petrie. He overskated. Fielding. Keeps it in. Great play. Nick Fielding. Drags. Sauced it all the way through and behind Jones and too far in front. Now, what a setup. Jones scores! As the top line for Connetquot Sayville finally break through and make it 4-1. It's been the depth tonight for the T-Birds. But the top scoring trio on Connetquot Sayville combined for this one. Jones from Fielding and Volpe. And that is Volpe's 30th point of the season. 20, here comes Jones. He's in, backhander, stopped, rebound. It somehow didn't go. McCartney had no idea where that puck was. Was looking behind him, standing upright, and kept the puck out. Alfano moves in, steered around by Dagenfelder. Here's Fielding, springing Volpe. He's got Jones with him. Volpe shoots and scores! Jackson Volpe makes it 5-1. Connetquot Sayville, his 18th of the season. A 2-on-0 there. Could have passed it. Trusts his shot. And why not? He buries it. A 5-1 game now in favor of Connetquot Sayville after Northport Huntington cut the lead to 2 earlier this period by a goal by Klingensmith, who shot it there. It was blocked by Donnelly. Hintman puts one through. Now Quescu jukes around Hintman, breaks in. Quescu, wrister, knocked down by Dagenfelder. The rebound, Alfano was right there on the doorstep. Once again shut down by Jake Dagenfelder. 6:54 to go here, second period. 3 goals already in the period for Connetquot Sayville. Northport Huntington need to keep scoring to keep pace. Donnelly around Spreadell. Donnelly shoots. Blocker save made. McCartney. Chipped around for Hintman. Good stick from Spreadell. Backhander from Teller off the side of the net. Outlet pass, Klingensmith. Ahead for Cohen. As those two combined, along with Alfano, for the only goal of the game for the Tigers. Just gets over the stick of DeSarno trying to keep in. Quescu tracks back to it. T-Birds offsides, touch up quickly. Tigers in the midst of a change. Donnelly off the end boards to Teller. And offsides called against Northport Huntington. And coming up tomorrow at around 3 o'clock, the NYPD take on Collins Joy's Project. A great charity hosted right here at the rinks in Hauppauge. And is a bit of a warm-up game for the NYPD before they take on the FDNY at the end of the month at UBS Arena, the annual Heroes game, which you can also hear on LI Sports Network. Myself, Travis Quigley, Brady Campbell, Kevin Broderick. We will all be there for the 53rd annual FDNY NYPD Heroes game. as we're going to get a penalty here for a rough. The 52nd annual FDNY NYPD game. Logan Dietz heads into the penalty box for Connetquot Sayville. So power play here for Northport Huntington. Chance to get their second goal of the game and perhaps build some momentum off the face-off. It's in the corner. 35.7% on the power play this year for the Tigers, the lone bright spot, as that is somewhere underneath the new goaltender in the game, Danny Friars. Friars a .681 goals against average, 2-6 record this season. Ferrante looking to break it out. Jones drags with it and sends it in deep. Killing off precious time. 90% penalty kill this year for the T-Birds. Definitely one of their strengths, as Dinkle looked to center it across to Jones and eventually broken up by Hedger. He'll try to generate a breakout, but the pass gets by Beal. Dinkle off the boards. Shove back in. Here's a chance. Alfano off the bench. He's into the forehead. Scores! Henry Alfano off the bench to the back of the net, and that's a Tigers power play goal. It's 5-2. Period of the long change, certainly a factor into this goal. And Alfano maintains his goal per game played pace, scoring his 13th, and now his 13th game played. His second point tonight as well, assisted on the first goal. Friars will cover that one up. 4:16 now to go in the second period. Again, still a thus far in the game, much better showing this time around than in their last head-to-head matchup for Northport Huntington, which they lost 11-1. Down by only 3 here. Plenty of time left in the game. Big check dished out by Alfano, absorbed by Donley, but gave it away to Quescu. Quescu, nice move, but a good poke check from Donley and recovery. Here's Ahrens. He's got Volpe ahead of him. Ahrens with the Jets. Moves in. Ahrens shot. Went wide. To the point now for Donley. A drive. That missed the net. And poked out by Cohen. He'll feed it to Klingensmith. Klingensmith wraps it around the wall. Pops over to the near side. Donley for Volpe. Fielding through his feet. Very smooth fielding. Shot denied by McCartney. Had Jones there with him as well. Jones has it now. Tyler Jones. Oh, looked like he might have tried to drag that puck up on his stick. Quickly, though, dishes to Volpe. Volpe, the point shot, is snagged by McCartney. He's content to hold on to it. 3:06 to go here, second period. 3:06 to go before we get to said third period. T-Birds ahead by 3. Again, they're in the playoffs. They will be the 8 seed or the 7 seed. They'll play against undefeated in regulation East Islip. They're the 8 seed. And if Middle Country falter, they get the win tonight, they'll beat the 7. Petrie fans on the shot. Breaking out is Fry. Fry takes the check from Ferrante. He went down. Ferrante as well went down. Petrie back out with it. Poked away from him by Hedger. Now Chura backhander, never got through. 2:22 to go in the second. Petrie. Still Ashton Petrie. The wrist shot off the glove of McCartney and wide. Now pinned up against the yellow kick plate. And eventually comes free to Guzzo. One-on-one with Dinkle, back-checking Ferrante, and he will knock Guzzo to the ground. Caden Thomas-Martin trying to get right back in, but just a split second too soon before Guzzo could touch up offsides on Northport Huntington with 1:44 to go in this second period. T-Birds by 3 here on LI Sports Network. Alfano looks to break in, handled by Donley. Off the high glass. Turnover here. Good back check from McManus. Still it comes through to Alfano. It wouldn't go. Friars a save, and then the rebound backhanded over the top from Alfano. Off the glass all the way down. Sputtering puck, no icing. It'll be played on here by McCartney. Quescu. Around the stick of McManus. Into the offensive zone. Quescu poked from him. And now McManus can try to turn up ice for the T-Birds. He's battling Alfano. Alfano took it away, and then he gets laid out by Tanzi. Alfano wants a call. I can see why. The legs were tangled. We play on. Orange, the shot is stopped by McCartney. No rebound. 44 seconds left here in the second period. Face-off won cleanly by Van Gordon. Alfano to himself around Donley. Orange streaks on over. Alfano protecting the puck on the backhand. Couldn't bring it to the forehand. Again, a good recovery there for Trevor Donley. Alfano. Good pass, Klingensmith. Klingensmith across Cohen. The wrister stopped by Friars. The rebound is free, but blown dead. The referee lost sight of it. 19 seconds remaining in the second period. Face-off won cleanly. Shot comes. Taken by Quescu. Friars got a piece. Cohen, a wrister. And that's stopped by Danny Friars as well. And this trio providing one half of the goals tonight for Northport Huntington, but that face-off won a bit too cleanly. Quescu's got to get back to it, gave it up to Jones, but T-Birds run out of time as we come to the end of period number 2. And Connetquot Sayville ahead 5-2 on LI Sports Network. Third period coming up in just a moment, so stay with us here on LISN. Welcome back here to the Rinks and Hop Hogs Suffolk County High School Hockey League action. First of 3 freshman games tonight. 5-2 Connetquot Sayville leading Northport Huntington. With a Sachem loss, Connetquot Sayville locked in their playoff spot in that they will make the playoffs. They will be the 8 seed or the 7 seed, depending on what happens tonight and with Middle Country in their game against Longwood. Off the near boards. And Northport Huntington looking to just get win number 1 of the season. They've got 2 more tries to do it. They tied West Islip 3-3. That's as close as they have gotten. Volpe breaks in. Another multi-point night for Jackson Volpe. Hedger. Try to get around Fielding. Sent one here to Fry. Backhanded along by CTM. Dinkle goes all the way across to Volpe. Good play to get it to Fielding. Fielding to Jones in the middle of the ice. Had to catch it on the backhand. Petrie. Nice move, gets around Beal, but could not get around to Sarno, who takes it away, but now gives it away to Jones. Tyler Jones. Fielding down low. Caden Thomas Martin lost the handle. Here's Petrie spinning and eventually losing control. Not banked out of the zone just yet. Tyler Jones. Volpe set up far side. Jones walks middle, shot gloved by McCartney, who hangs on to it. Minute 36 seconds here into the 3rd period. Once again, I'm Ryan Brannigan, joined alongside our camera operator, Rowan Laddick. Live from the Rinks and Hop Hog on LI Sports Network. Arons. Into the zone, Arons, shot. Slowed up by Spradell and eventually covered by McCartney. Face off to the left of Matthew McCartney. Won cleanly by Alfano. Now banked ahead for Klingensmith. Chips it around Arons. Stopped by Klingensmith, good play behind T-Bird net. Go out to the point for Spradell, inner feet. And chipped out of the zone by Hintman. Quescu. Pass off the stick of Teller. Arons, nice little stutter step. Just to gain into open space. Taken back now, though, by Cohen. Tries to get around Van Gordon. And eventually settling into the puck is Donley. Off the glass for Hintman. And out to neutral ice. Alfano around Teller. Forced back by Hintman. Now Alfano gains speed into the zone. Alfano catches up with the puck in the near corner. Around the stick of Donley, out in front. Klingensmith, a chance. Still loose out in front. Backhanded wide by Klingensmith. Donley looks to clear up the near boards and will. And will be an icing, though, however, on Connetquot Sayville. Good shift there for Northport Huntington and their top unit. Connor Fry. Face off to the right of Friars. Beal will backhand one. Just out of the reach of Hedger. Send one back in. Once again sent all the way down ice by the T-Birds and will be an icing. Tyler Jones out on defense. Ferrante, Proscia, and Chura, the offensive trio. Shot from the point from DeSarno never got through. Here comes Ferrante. He's got speed. He's going to use it down that left wing boards. Hits the brakes. Floats one for Proscia wide. And a little off target. Jones, near point. Angles one for Proscia. Backhanded out of the zone by Fry. Tapped right back in by Connetquot Sayville. Hedger will make his way around Chura. Dumps in off the far boards. Dink will cut it off. Now comes to Guzzo. Guzzo, a wrist shot, ramps wide. Ferrante slicing and dicing through the neutral zone. Ferrante, another nice move. Just out of the reach of the outstretched stick there, Ferrante. Dinkle gets around Beal and then is crunched down to the ice by Fry. Centering pass, delayed penalty here. And I think it's going to be a roughing against Ferrante, who is a bit overzealous. Heading into a check in that far corner following the big hit on Dinkle. To her credit, pop right back up. She will head to the bench. And Northport Huntington head back to the power play, where they scored earlier in this game in that second period. Chance to cut the lead back down to 2 once more. And right out in front. Steered away by Ahrens and out of the zone. DeSarno, Hedger, Guzzo, Beal, and Fry. The power play unit to start. Beal's pass comes across. Hedger kept it in. Ripped it around. There's Donnelly. We'll try to send it right back up this way. Ended up on goal, and Friars will put the glove over it and halt play. .33 seconds here into the Northport Huntington power play. Off the draw, shot skittered wide. Donnelly backhands it up ice. Klingensmith to Alfano. His backhand pass interrupted by Dietz. Dietz was trying to go to Volpe up ice. Instead, the Tigers keep it in. And now it's cleared out. Jackson Volpe with Quescu back checking on him. Volpe moves in, the shot wide. Spradell throws it around. 45 seconds left of power play time here for Northport Huntington. Klingensmith drops it. Alfano walks, shoots. Blocker save made by Friars. Shot from Quescu redirected off of Donnelly and wide. Klingensmith, backdoor score! Klingensmith, the beautiful setup to Alfano. His second goal tonight. Northport Huntington cut the lead to 2, and that's a Tigers power play goal. Gorgeous pass. Alfano makes no mistake. It's a 2-goal game. Alfano's 14th of the season. And Northport Huntington showing why their power play unit, which has a good percentage this season, why that is the case. Certainly something to build on heading into next year, wherever these players end up, whether it's another year in the freshman division or those playing in this division who aren't freshmen. Joe Jones with a great chance. Stopped by McCartney. Dinkle sends one off the skate of Alfano. Klingensmith to Alfano. Alfano, far circle shot, deflected over the net by the stick of Petrie. Ashton Petrie able to get around Alfano. Now Alfano goes down to the ice. Share some words with Tyler Jones. That's a penalty. Northport Huntington going back to the power play. And Connetquot Sayville are going to lose one of their better penalty killers. And players overall in the process, as Tyler Jones heads to the box. What a chance here for Northport Huntington. The opportunity to cut the lead to 1. Hedger. Again, 2 of their 3 goals tonight scored on the power play. Hedger's pass broken up by Petrie. Ashton Petrie, shorthanded, breaks in. Petrie, a drive over the net. Volpe briefly touched it. Volpe fielding Petrie, Donley. 4 penalty killers on the ice for Connetquot Sayville. Caden Thomas Martin. And on back here for Beal. Beal's pass goes awry and will be an icing against Northport Huntington. 51 seconds into their power play. Face off back down to the right of McCartney. Fry to Klingensmith. 2 points tonight for Thomas Klingensmith as he set up the Alfano goal and the Cohen goal. Scored the Cohen goal. Cohen set him up. Here is Alfano, knifing his way through. Henry Alfano, backhand, trying to go forehand. It was stopped by Friars. However, not out of the zone. Shot from Fry goes wide. Petrie. Windmill Deke couldn't get around Fry. Cohen trying to get right back in. Taken away by Donley. 20 seconds left on the power play. He'll send one to Fielding. Fielding breaks in shorthanded. Nick Fielding stopped by McCartney. And then we get a little meeting afterwards, and McCartney putting his 2 cents in. It was a great outlet pass by Donley to Nick Fielding. And he's going to try to slide it 5-hole. It's a great save made by McCartney. And then you see a little bit of that aftermath. Long shot is gloved by McCartney and held. Just 6 seconds remaining on the Tigers' power play. Quescu ahead of Klingensmith. And now for Cohen as we're back to even strength. Very important penalty kill there for Connetquot Sayville. Proscia moves in on Alfano. Eventually lost the handle of the puck. Alfano right out in front of his goaltender McCartney. Got around Ferrante for the time being. Puts one into open space. Checked into the far corner boards. Ahrens showing off the mitts. Breaks his way up ice. Ahrens starts middle. Now Ferrante. Ferrante pressured by Fry. Coughed it up. Dietz a drive, and that's kicked out by McCartney. Logan Dietz poked off his stick by Alfano. Alfano tripped the puck, rips the shot, stopped, rebound, Caden Thomas Martin denied as well. Another look wouldn't go. Chaos out in front. No stick for Friars. Quescue's shot kicked all the way out of the zone by Dietz. And now the stick is back in the hands of the T-Bird netminder. Northport Huntington that close to making it a one-goal game here in the third period. Again, Connetquot Sayville led it by three different times. They led it 3-0. They led it 4-1 and then 5-2. But the momentum seems to belong to Northport Huntington in search of win number 1. They have 2 more tries to do it. Tonight being one of them. Backhanded across. Fielding trying to break in. That's eventually back to him. Finds Volpe. Volpe a drive. He scores! Third point of the night for Jackson Volpe. 6-3 T-Birds. Going to see a chance to clear the zone not work. How many goals follow that exact recipe? And not much of an angle there. Quite the snipe from Volpe. His 19th goal of the season. Gives Connetquot Sayville a 3-goal lead once more. That is their 4th 3-goal lead now of the contest. Shot from Dietz goes high and over the net. 3:30 to go here, third period. Dinkle stepped up. Here's Caden Thomas Martin. Makes his way into the zone. Long shot handled by Friars. Petrie. Speeding into neutral ice, into the offensive zone. Ashton Petrie. Going to get around Hedger. Both went down. McManus looks to jaw it free. Petrie had the puck come off his stick. And now he takes down Caden Thomas Martin. Delayed penalty is a shot blocker save made by Friars. Rebound, Guzzo flipped it on and stopped once more by Friars, but yet another power play coming for Northport Huntington. And a timeout has been called ahead of this power play. 6-3. Connetquot Sayville leading Northport Huntington here at the Rinks and Hop Hog. We'll step aside for a brief moment and return for the final 2:48 on LI Sports Network. All right, welcome back. Suffolk County High School Hockey League, do or die time for Northport Huntington. They call the timeout. They talked it over. They rested up their top players. Alfano across, trying to get it to Klingensmith. Couldn't get a stick on it. Away comes Fielding. He's got Tyler Jones with him. Petrie is in the box for Connetquot Sayville, tripping the call. Hooking could have been as well. Don't have the stats in front of me. An empty net, as indicated by Friars. The T-Bird goaltender swept wide of the net by Alfano. Blasted toward the empty net, and that's free range for Connetquot Sayville to try to hit the empty net. No fear of icing, being shorthanded. Giveaway, Jones. Jones handed it right back. Cohen's pass right off of Ahrens. Klingensmith onside into the zone, fighting off the pressure of Ahrens. Donley and Alfano together. Far corner. Good stick check. Klingensmith, his shot is underneath. Danny Friars. Minute 37 seconds left, 50 seconds left on the power play for Northport Huntington. They're 2 for 4 tonight. Off the face-off, long shot, knocked down by Fry. He'll backhand one on goal. It stopped, rebound was there, wouldn't come. Alfano. His backhand shot. Second attempt went through. Cohen back to Quescu. Quescu, Hedger, wrister, deflects wide. 22 seconds left on the power play. And Connetquot Sayville get a big clear and now have a chance to put it in the empty net. Jones was offside as he backed his way into the zone. Dinkle, Volpe, Jones, Fielding. 4 on the ice for the T-Birds as McCartney returned to the net for the face-off just outside the T-Bird zone. Now he's looking to get right back off. And away to the bench he goes. Another empty net for Northport Huntington. Down by 3. Less than 40 seconds now to go to the empty net, wide. And icing now on Connetquot Sayville as we return to 5 aside, 2 for 5 now the power play percentage tonight for Northport Huntington. Alfano, Caden Thomas Martin, Klingensmith up front along with Cohen. Cleared out by Connetquot Sayville. Sarno puts it right back in. Spear to the line, jumps the stick into Sarno. Spreadell backhands 1-2, Alfano. With such little time left, this likely will not be the game the Tigers win this year. Fans having fun with Volpe out on the ice following that miss. I'm sure they're friends and family of Jackson Volpe. Been rooting him on all night. 7 seconds left to the empty net. Bullseye! And who's going to get this one? Looks like it was Fielding who makes it 7-3 and ends the game for Connetquot Sayville. As Ahrens tumbles over the boards onto the ice, they surround goaltender Danny Friars. Jake Dagenfelder, the other goaltender for Connetquot Sayville, had a great first half of the game as well. Chase McManus, his first goal in the freshman division. Got it started for Connetquot Sayville. Logan Dietz chipped in his 7th of the season. And their top unit of Volpe, Fielding, and Tyler Jones took them the rest of the way as Connetquot Sayville are in the 7th spot for now. They'll have to see what happens with Middle Country in their game against Longwood tomorrow to determine the rest of whether or not they will be against East Islip or Smithtown Hauppauge Red in the first round of the playoffs. That will do it for our coverage tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, my name's Ryan Brannigan, our camera operator, Rowan Laddick. And until next time, have a good night.